Hello and welcome to Climbing Daily and welcome to London and Yonder Climbing Wall. And this is a brand new facility that's been built in North London, and it's especially exciting because we were here when it was in a building site stage. I haven't seen it since, and here's Paul. Paul, lovely to see you again, man. How's things?
How are we doing? Yeah, very good. Long time no see.
It's felt like a long time since we came in here and it was literally a building site. And now I can see it's an actual climbing wall. So congratulations on getting it open.
Thank you very much. Yeah. It took our time, but we got there eventually. It's obviously like not a conventional climbing centre, so there's little bits and bobs that we wanted to go through that took our time. And we hope everyone enjoys.
Awesome, man. Well, there's a huge amount to see because you said it's not a conventional climbing centre in any way. So let's start off with the climbing because I can see it right there.
Here we go. One of the reasons it took us so long is because, well, we designed and built it all ourselves, and we're furniture designers normally, and this is obviously a little bit outside of our normal remit.
Okay, right, there's so many things to talk about in here, but let's start with a few obvious ones. It's really high.
Yeah.
Like, that is the highest top out I think I've seen in a long time.
Well, you know, we figured like if you're going to build a wall, you might as well make it as big as you can go. So 4.5 is the limit of what you're allowed in the UK anyway. You can always put holds a little bit lower if you feel like it's unsafe, but it's also quite nice to get people through our moves that might, you know, scare them a little bit.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Second thing is the colour of the walls, because in every single climbing gym I've ever been in, they're either white or they're a colour or a pattern or something. You guys have just stuck with wood.
So we're like of the opinion that there's no need to make it any busier than it needs to be. The lines want to be bold and inspiring looking, and what better way than that to have it as a pronounced feature, much like you'd have on a rock wall, basically.
We should explain if there's a bit of noise going on. You guys are route setting at the moment back there, and it is the whole place. To be honest, it is finished, but it's not finished. You know what I mean? There's stuff going on everywhere.
Yeah. It's definitely a developing thing. So there's a lot on offer, and there's a lot that's going on here. It's a multidisciplined facility. So there's lots of things that we're adding and tweaking, and we're designers and makers, and we built it all ourselves. So like, there's no real stop. It's just like, you just keep seeing things you want to do, and obviously continuously route setting is a big part of it.
Okay, so we're in this cave section with routes coming over our head. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, so we just wanted to design a cave area that wasn't just a box cut out into a room. Like, cave climbing is like weird and wonderful, and you can chuck shapes, and there's always weird features. So the way I went about it was, I grew up on Dartmoor, where there's a lot of just like rocks that are kind of like lent up against each other. So the inspiration was more of like a space between loads of boulders that are piled on top of each other, rather than just a scoop out of a cliff.
Cool. Well, I know we're carrying on now to the upstairs bit. Is that the plan?
Yeah, so we'll just go around up the spiral staircase and then up to a first tier, which looks out over the rest of the climbing.
Let's do it. Okay, so, wow. Like, okay, bear with me on this one, but it's a bit like, you know, one of those really posh London hotels or something, and you come out on top of the roof and you look out over London. It's a bit like that, because you've got the plants, you can see everything kind of going on beneath you, and it's weirdly peaceful. It's beautiful. Yeah,
we wanted to like firstly have a little area that you can escape to. So if it gets really packed and busy down there's like a little bit of segregation. We kind of wanted to make the most out of the space, so the only way that you could get 2 levels of climbing is if you can't stack one on top of the other, because we're insisting on going for these super high walls. So this was the way that we worked out how we could do it. So if you look like down here, the comp wall creates the balustrade for this area, and we just thought it kept it really nicely integrated, makes it feel really like you're amongst rocks or boulders, and like one bit's a climb, but it also is like the fence for the area. And yeah. So
up there I can see a pretty exciting looking training area, so can we head up and check that out?
Yeah.
Well, let's go through this in terms of what the boards are. So what I presume is a moon board on the left.
Yeah, just the normal moon board setup, so LED, so that's obviously the one that everyone can benchmark all around London and all around the world, obviously. And then over here we've got our Beastmaker board, so symmetry, so just a little bit of a different style. Obviously you've got the timber hold, so it means you can just like ruthlessly train for hours on end and never weigh your skin down.
Mine goes even on wood.
Yeah,
just melts.
And there's no denying it's a bit of a beast. We actually set it at first with one cluster, and then we had to like add a load of holds afterwards. It was a bit like, right, okay, we need some more jugs. So it does go from kind of like V4 up to whatever you want, obviously. And we're using an app at the minute as well to kind of record what routes there are, so people can like share and bits and bobs like that. But we're also going to be getting a projector set up put on here, so you can save routes and then project. Rather than LEDs, which is quite like fixed, we're going to be using projection to like identify holds. So that's another thing that we're working on at the minute.
And then this giant looking board with numbers on it, what's this all about?
So this is probably the proudest piece. This is probably like absorbed months of my time. Yeah, firstly, it's an angle changing wall. So
this wall moves.
This wall moves. Yeah. So like that's why it's actually diagonal, because it's so big that you had to do quite a different structure behind. So yeah, shall I show you it moving actually?
Absolutely. I'm just gonna. Can I lie underneath it? Or will it stop?
It's safe.
I'll lie down here. All right. I mean, I've seen these before, Paul. I've used these before. I haven't quite seen one this big. It's massive. You know what's kind of cool is when it's set back as a separate entity, and the second you've done this, it all becomes one long line of training wall. It's, again, very beautiful.
Yeah, it's like visually like powerful, but also we wanted to do it so we set circuits in a way that you can get pumped. There's no cruxy moves in it. You just keep moving, and then we all know that if you're like getting at high level with like red pointing and sport climbing, you might break it down into like bolder sections throughout. So the idea being you can pump yourself out on the circuit and then nip across to the Beastmaker, smash through some like really hard moves on that, which is like emulating a section of a sport climb, and then you get back on the circuit board again and continue your circuit again.
Amazing to see again that eye for detail that you guys do so well. Now downstairs you definitely mentioned a slide.
Let's go to the slide just down here.
Thank you. Waited all tour for this. So what's the idea with this? That you top out and instead of having to down climb, you down slide?
Yeah, so no one likes down climbing. So once you're up and all the way up, you get a little treat, a little reward. Not only do you get down, but it's pretty damn good fun.
Is it in the hole?
In the little hole. Yeah, crawl on in.
Okay, I'm going to go down.
Couldn't be safer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You've only just finished building this place, right?
yeah, that's right. There shouldn't be any screws, I think, down there.
All right, I'll give you the microphone and I'm going to take the microphone. I'll see you in a bit. Woo! I made it! So James, lovely to see you again.
Good to see you again.
I've been shown the climbing area by Paul.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more to Yonder than just climbing, right?
Yeah, there certainly is. So we've got a cafe, which we're in now. We've got the yoga studio, wood and metal workshops, and office spaces.
So there's a whole, businesses come in here and they hire space and they work here, legitimately work.
Yeah, exactly. It's a whole other section to the business. And the whole concept is encouraging people to break up their working day, come and have a climb, come and do some yoga, use the cafe.
Very cool, man. Well, it's getting super noisy in here, so can we go through? Because I'd love to see some of these spaces.
Yeah, let's do it.
Whoa, so, okay, first thing that hits me when I walk in here is the smell, presumably from the moss. It's incredible.
Yeah, so this is a company called Vertigrow, and they do moss art and living walls. They're just one of the companies we've got in here. This is more of a practical space, so we've got a charity who make Wi-Fi systems for refugee camps. We've got a guy who does custom audio equipment. We've got a sculptor, furniture maker. We've got programmers, set designers.
Quite creative industries.
Yeah. That's what we've attracted. I don't know. I see climbing as quite a creative sport, and I think that's, there's definitely a crossover there for us. Being creative at work, being creative when climbing. Yeah.
Okay, and you said there was an actual workshop somewhere as well?
Yeah, so downstairs we've got a wood and metal workshop. It's a bit of a mess right now, but do you want to come down and have a look?
Absolutely.
Cool.
So this is yet another space that I would never expect to see in a climbing wall. It's like it's like my GCSE woodwork workshop.
Yeah,
exactly. It's amazing.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a full wood and metal workshop. My background's furniture design, and that was a big part of the driving factor for me. And we've made most of the climbing centre in here. Most of it's come out of here in terms of all the furniture in the cafe, all of the little fitted bits and little details. Most of it's been made in here.
So what are people currently building and making in this space? What kind of businesses have you got in here?
So at the minute we've got Owen Bullitt, he's a sculptor. designer maker basically. So he's hands-on, practical. So he's using the wood and metal workshop for that sort of thing.
Awesome, man. Well, can we return to the climbing wall? Because we've kind of lost somewhere in the depths of Yonder. So let's get back to the climbing. Okay, so now we're back in the original reception bit.
Back round to
We've done like a full-on loop here. And there's the climbing again.
There we go. We've walked the maze. Here we are. Are you guys going to stay for a climb?
I cannot wait. Like, having seen this place from a building site where we had to ask all the builders to stop building so we could interview you guys, to this thing you created, it's amazing. And I really love the ethos behind what you guys are trying to create here. So super cool, and thank you for showing me around.
No, thanks, man. It's a pleasure. Looking forward to having a climb with you.
Let's do it. Enough talk. Thank you very much. And guys, check out Yonder. This place is amazing.